they gave me the name Vivi. It's not, I didn't pick this nickname, and I'm Vivi just at Harding. So once I'm gone from here, I will not be Vivi anymore, and I will definitely miss my nickname. So, my father, next slide please. That's my father and my mother, and that's my father in the calf. He was, my parents were invited as visiting missionaries in spring 2011, and they pretty much forced me to come with them. I was like, Dad, I don't want to go to Searcy, Arkansas. Like, just leave me home with my brother. And of course they refused, and they forced me to come here. My father is one of the elders of the Church of Christ in Rome, and my mom has established the women retreat in Italy, and they've just been faithful Christians for the last 25 years. So we came here, and I didn't have a job. I spoke a broken English, and my accent was even worse, and I had a faux hawk. So, you know, I was not really well seen here, but anyway. Next slide, please. So, I was here for 2 months. I was just like out of the loop. I didn't know what was going on. I was not a student. I was just here with my parents. But I found out about the journalism program here, and journalism was the only thing I really wanted to do in my life. So I talked to Dr. Miller, who's now my mentor, and he told me about the program, and he actually, like, I found out that I could graduate in just 3 years instead of 4. And now I wish I kind of failed some classes or I dropped something so I could spend more time with you guys. But this is actually my 3rd year. I also found out I could have some scholarships, and so I was like, I mean, scholarships, 3 years instead of 4, I guess I'll stay in Searcy for other 3 years. So when I went home for the summer after the spring, I told my friends I was gonna go back to Searcy for 3 years. And they were like, okay, so where's Searcy? And I'm like, it's in Arkansas. They're like the Wizard of Oz. I'm like, no, that's Kansas. And they're like, wait, what's Arkansas? And like, where is it? I'm like, Texas, Arkansas. And they're like, oh, gotcha. So they know I am somewhere around Texas, but they're not really sure where. So I came back here, and I was, and currently am, the only full-blood Italian at Harding. There is a friend of mine who's half Italian and half American. His name is Alex, and I call him the half-blood. And he always has. I love you, man, if you're out there. I don't know if you have 9 or 10. But, so I got here, didn't speak the language very well. And everybody was wearing camo and saying y'all, and I was like, what is this? Like, is this weird? So, I mean, now I'm laughing about it, but it was kind of rough. So my spring semester of my freshman year was probably the lowest point of my life. I was depressed. I didn't have any good friends that I could call, you know, could really feel like they were gonna be there for me. And journalism was the only thing I could really feel like I was here for. And I'm glad I always had this passion because it helped me so much. So that was the spring, and then the fall, the continuous fall, so my sophomore year, I took a photography class and I signed up for a mission trip to Panama. That picture, okay, yeah, never mind. So the picture before was at my church in, thank you, was my church in Rome. It's 40 people, and from that to going to college church, it's like 2,000 people. That was traumatic. Anyway, next slide, please. So I took a photography class, and I applied to be one of the assistant photographers in the Bison in the newspaper at Harding. And somehow, I don't know how, but they actually picked me after just 4 months of photography class. Like, I didn't know a lot. I actually thought I didn't know anything. But they accepted me, and I became one of the photographers here at Harding. And this brings me to my first lesson today. And it's say yes first and figure it out later. The first day I got into the Bison, I thought I got nothing to give. I thought I was walking to the cave of the giants. And I got to work with some of the best photographers that I've ever met. And I want to name them because they've taught me so much. And that's another thing, like co-students can actually teach you more than your teachers. Like always, like never think that you're not good enough. Like you can always like teach each other. And Grant Skoll, Jerry Everly, Henry Gonzalez, Matt Dobson, you guys have taught me so much. And if you're out there, I'm so thankful for you. So I became a photographer, and I started working for the Bison, and I met other great journalists that I know will go far in life, like Lindsay Knuckles and Holly Bonet and Hannah Robinson, Christy Soto. Read the Bison sometimes, just even this Friday, but please read it, because We put so much effort in it, and we love it. So after that, I went to Panama. So in the spring 2013, I went to Panama for the first time. And there, I met 3 of the best individuals I've ever met in my life. Next slide, please. That's Sabrina. She's from Nicaragua, and she's sitting somewhere over there. That's Caleb. He never left Southwest Missouri before coming to Harding. And the other one is Isaac, and he's sitting right there. And they became my best friends, and they became my best friends because we served the Lord together. And that's what I found out about life. The moment you stop looking at the differences and you see the things that put you in common with other people, then that's when you start enjoying life and you start being happy. And the moment I realized that it doesn't matter that my best friend is from Southwest Missouri, we serve the same God, and he's my brother, then things started getting better. And I actually was mad at God. I was like, why did you wait so long for me to meet my best friends? I could have saved so much pain. I could have saved a year and a half of my life being sad and alone. Why didn't you send them to me during, like, Bison Stampede or something? And I would get so mad at God, but that's bring me to my next lesson, and it's your first friends might not be your last ones. So if you feel like you're alone now, just keep going, keep trying, because your best friends, the people that you will call your family, will get there. Like, they will come. I promise, because this school is packed with great people, and I know that. Next slide, please. These are some of my other friends that went to Panama with me. Next slide, please. Kojis. I'm in Kojis, proud ladybug, and even if half of the girls in my club are from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, you were like, what do I have in common with people from Tennessee? That like that dynasty. And I'm like, I don't know, but still, those girls helped me so much. They were really my first family. Next slide. Talking about differences, I joined the Hassa, the African club, and they were like, oh, I thought you were Italian. Like, what? Why not? Like, I had such a great time. I loved it. No, for real though. And, okay, so while the next 2 slides go on, there's 2 truths about Italy. One is that we eat a lot, and the second that we talk with our hands. And the next one, please. And 2 lies, Jersey Shore is not Italian, and Alfredo sauce is not Italian. Like, I don't know who invented it, but I didn't, and Italians didn't, so I don't know. But anyway, so I want to leave you guys with 2 things. International students, I don't know if you're a Walton, or if you're an African student, if you're in the track team, if you're in the tennis team, trust these Americans, even if they go around yelling, "Who pig soy" or something. They are worth your time. Give them a chance. They might sound weird sometimes, but they are worth your time, and they can really become your family. Americans, please give a chance to international students. I have assaulted so many people with my kisses, just because that's the way I show up. And they're like, what are you doing? Stuff like, get off me. And I'm like, I want to kiss you, let me kiss you. But anyway, so I just take care of these international students. If they are being rude and aggressive, it's because they're scared. I was so scared my freshman year. Because we're alone, we're by ourselves in another country. So please be patient with us. I would also like to share my infinite gratitude for some people. One of them is Dr. Miller, and the other one is Dr. Shock. They are my mentors and my communication department teachers. And they have not taught me only journalism, they have taught me the art of living. And I cannot thank you guys enough. Sean Daggett, if you're out there, thank you for being the best father I could have on this side of the pond. Carl Mitchell, I know you're right there. Thank you for being the best grandfather that I never had. I never had a grandfather. You and Bob Corbin helped me so much and made me feel so loved. Also, Dr. Burks, I don't know if you're out there, but the scholarship that you gave me 3 years ago was worth it. So, thank you so much. Now, I have to do something that I promised myself I was gonna do. On May 2nd, Coaches is having a formal, and I have to ask my date now. Andre, would you be my date for the Koji formal?
Of course I would.
Yeah! Woo!
Anyway, I want to leave you with my favorite verse, and that's, "To whom much is given, much is expected." That's from Luke 12:48. You guys are given so much. Just even being here, worshiping with other thousands of Christians, nobody else gets this. So use these blessings and bless others, because you've definitely blessed me. And I cannot thank you enough for welcoming here in America and being the best family I could ask for. I know it was hard, but it was so worth it. And I really thank you guys. So God bless you. Thank you.